our lead story is a feel-good story for America. And I don't know anyone that's not happy about this. Man, is this a great night in sports. Awesome. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. We start out Skid Row adjacent. Skid Row adjacent. That was the location for Game 5 of the NBA. Plus, remember, Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. That's what you told me. Ben, the Lakers, they're going to win in 5. They lost that first one, but they're going to win in 5. All right, so 5-game series, fine. Game 5, NBA playoff opening round. You had Luka and the Lakers trying to stave off elimination to avoid termination from the postseason against Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. And, they were trying to advance to a higher level. So I don't know if you were watching or not. I assume you were, but maybe not. Maybe you were not watching, not listening. You don't know what happened there. Well, we were. And the most shocking of things took place. There was a metamorphosis that happened in that playoff game. Rudy Gobert. It was Rudy go bye-bye Lakers. Rudy. Playoff career high, 27 points and 24 rebounds. Kicked their ass. Rudy Gobert kicked your ass. How embarrassing is that? Oh, my God. That is even better than I could have possibly imagined. And a former Laker, Julius Randle, who he thought was trash, had 23 and was better down the stretch. And the team that was superior, the better team, the Timberwolves, have advanced in the NBA playoffs 103-96. And the Lakers are dead. The Lakers are dead. Anthony Edwards wasn't even good. He had a quiet night. And it didn't matter, as Minnesota has done it. They won 3 straight games to eliminate LeBron and Bronny James. First time ever a father-son combo has been eliminated in the first round of the NBA playoffs. And Luka, he might show up next year at 700 pounds. As he's out. First postseason as a Laker, and he's gone. And after winning a playoff round in back-to-back seasons, that has only happened one other time for that franchise. The Wolves will now rest up, and they will face the winner of Houston and Golden State. That series has been extended to a 6th game as Golden State forfeited. A very bold move by Steve Kerr. More on that later. Steve Kerr conceding in the middle of the game. The game was over. Did not try to win. That should be some kind of violation, I would think. But, you got to have a commissioner with balls to do that. The NBA does not have that, so I would imagine that will not happen. But let's focus in on this glorious night, great night for sports in America and North America in the world. The Lakers are done. So, better stories in the losing locker room. Let's begin with that as we discuss the question, who gets the biggest piece of the Lakers purple and gold accountability quesadilla? Because they're losers. So I've got NASCAR, IHOP, and Opera. And we will combine all of these things together, and we will make an all-inclusive trip to Cancun, because that's where the Laker players will be going. They won't be going to the second round. They'll be going to Cancun. Now, LeBron James and Luka, side by side, they can enjoy an all-you-can-eat special. All right, all-you-can-eat special on that quesadilla here. And it's seafood, actually. It's a seafood quesadilla. I heard when I was younger that a fish stinks from the head down. So you don't need a bench. You told me you don't need depth. You don't need anyone. As long as you have Luka and LeBron, you're going to win every close game in the fourth quarter. No one will stop them. Oh, my God. Could you have been more wrong? What happened to that championship pedigree? What happened to that? Are we allowed to say LeBron looks cooked? Are we allowed to say that? Is that allowed, or am I going to get in trouble for that? Am I going to get hit by lightning from the sports radio gods? LeBron looks cooked. Loser, capital L, as a Laker. What a failure LeBron's been. No championships as a Laker. more first-round exits than anything. An absolute failure as a Laker, LeBron James. You're not supposed to say that, though. And those two, LeBron and Luka, playing slow and dumb in crunch time. Minnesota, with the game on the line, dominated in physicality. They were the faster team. They won the 50-50 balls. They secured the loose balls. They took advantage of the Lakers' inability to match them mano a mano. And in the game that was played here on Wednesday night, the Lakers, in the fourth quarter, needing to win or that's it, shot 30% in the fourth quarter. 30%. LeBron and Luka took 10 shots. They made just 3 of them. Combined for 8 points. They were outscored by Julius Randle. How does that taste? How does that taste good? That's better, right? That's better. Julius Randle outscored LeBron and Luka combined in the final 12 minutes of the game. And overall, in this series, that is stat on TNT, the Wolves were plus 42 in the fourth quarter of the 5 games. They outscored the Lakers by 42 points in the fourth quarter of these games. Wowzers! Now, to use the NASCAR terminology, watching this series, it appeared the Lakers, for some reason, were driving their stock car with restrictor plates on, while the Wolves were going zoom, 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 broom, 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 broom. They upshifted, is what they did. They absolutely upshifted, and were just clearly the superior team in this one. And my God. All right, let's hear from some of the participants here. We'll jump over to LeBron first, and we'll hear from someone else later. But here's LeBron. The question is, LeBron, you're old. You look like you can't play anymore. The game's passed you by in crunch time. Will you finally retire, LeBron James? Will you finally retire? Let's go to the audio tape.
Enter into an offseason on a roster that has Luka Doncic, that secured the number 3 seed in the West in a really tough West this year. What type of thoughts does that give you about your end game? And how many more years will we see you play?
That's a long question.
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. Something I'll sit down with my family, my wife, and my support group, and kind of just talk through it and see what happens, and then just have a conversation with myself on how long I want to continue to play. I don't know the answer to that right now, to be honest. So.
It's LeBron's way of saying, I want everyone to talk about me for the next 3 weeks. I want everyone to say, will I play or not? It's funny, though, when LeBron says, hey, I need to get with my wife and my family, that means his teammate, right? Because one of his family members is on the effing team because you made him be on the effing team, and he sucks. He's terrible. Holy crap, does Bronny James blow? And he's on your team, LeBron, because of you. You could have had an actual good NBA player that could have been a bench player there that would have helped you, but you had to put your suckbag kid on the team. How's that taste, LeBron? You loser. All right, now, page 2. What was the Uber Eats order, if you will, in honor of Femi in Minnesota, who's smiling from ear to ear? What was the Uber Eats order for the Timberwolves to chow down on an easy 5-game series win over the pathetic Lakers? The answer, IHOP is the answer. The Wolves chowed down on the Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity, Rudy Gobert combo. The Lakers' pathetic defense turned Rudy Gobert, the butt of all jokes in that sport, Rudy Gobert, into a combo of Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem Olajuwon in that game. So you got your 2 pancakes, you got your sweet, syrupy fruit topping, you got the strawberries. Hell, Minnesota tossed the blueberry topping on there. They had the mixed berry. They had the apple cinnamon, the whole thing. 2 eggs, couple of pieces of bacon on the side. Rudy Gobert was stupefying in this game. And he left the Lakers, in honor of the late, great Brian Wheeler, mystified, mesmerized, and mortified. It was a stunner. And Minnesota did everything they could to keep the game from going their way. They missed 18 straight 3-balls. 18 straight 3-point shots they missed. They still won the game. Anthony Edwards had small D, not big D, small D energy. He took 19 shots. He missed 14 of them. He shot 26% in a closeout game, and it didn't matter because Rudy Gobert was Shaquille O'Neal. Unreal. Unreal. All right, now, last word here. So to the blow-up heard round the hoops world. This is actually pregame before the Lakers went out there and embarrassed the franchise yet again, getting stomped on by the Wolves. Podcaster masquerading, doing cosplay as a coach, J.J. Redick, stormed out of his news conference after he was asked if he would lean on his assistants when it comes to fourth quarter substitutions. And Redick barked back at some faceless reporter. Are you saying that because I'm inexperienced? With a question mark. You think I don't talk to my assistants about substitutions every single time out? Now, the reporter then tried to calm the situation down and said a lot of coaches talk to assistants and tried to soften the hothead Redick. But rather than me just I could give you the play-by-play, but here's J.J. Redick. Listen to this weird back and forth. Listen closely.
What do you recall about your thought process in the moment, sticking with the five you stuck with in the fourth quarter the other day? And is there an assistant or someone maybe that you'll lean on tonight, maybe to try to get some other guys involved if that opportunity presents itself?
Are you saying that because I'm inexperienced and that was an inexperienced decision that I made? Do you think I don't talk to my assistants about substitutions every single timeout?
No, I just think there's a lot of coaches lean on their assistants in those situations.
As do I,
There's a lot going
every
on.
single time. That's a weird assumption.
Drops the mic. Walks away. All right, so how do you evaluate that sound by J.J. Redick blowing a gasket over his coaching skills? Well, it's par for the course. I mean, J.J. knows he's an embarrassment, right? Everyone knows J.J.'s an embarrassment to the Lakers. It's an embarrassment to basketball. He's LeBron's podcast buddy. Like, I'm as qualified to coach in the NBA. I do a podcast. Why don't I coach the Clippers? Why not? It's so embarrassing. And he got out-coached by a guy. Nobody can even name Minnesota's coach. This guy Finch, nobody can name him. But it's par for the course with J.J. Redick. Everything with Redick is an Italian opera. He's the prima donna. He's temperamental. He's arrogant. He thinks he invented basketball. I think he still believes he's doing a show like on First Take with Stephen A. when he talks to the media. He's overly dramatic. He's self-absorbed. He plays to the cameras. And the good news is we can say now officially J.J. Redick as a coach is the same as J.J. Redick as a player. The guy missed every big shot with the Lob City Clippers when it mattered. And as coach of the Lakers, he embarrassed himself in the playoffs. Of course, he was just following the marching orders of LeBron James. His lead coach is LeBron. He's the assistant. But, man, it really is inflammation. J.J. Redick is suffering from inflammation, nerve damage. That struck a nerve. It's a sore subject. He knows he's not qualified to be a head coach. He didn't pay his dues to become a head coach. He jumped in line, and that was a totally fair question to ask. Redick was the first and is the only coach, the only one in the NBA to play all five guys an entire half of a playoff game. It had never happened. And he did it. He did something ridiculous again. It's like an FU to Rob Pelinka. It's very bizarre what's going on because like LeBron's kind of shadow running everything, but it's like they're sending these messages out. In this game, the first person off the bench was Maxi Kleber, who you probably didn't even know who was on the team. He was trash. The Mavericks tossed in that Luka trade. The guy hadn't even practiced, according to the TNT broadcast with the Lakers, but he came in there like the first guy off the bench, which was the bird to Rob Pelinka. Hadn't even practiced. And not a game. We talked about practice. And then you got Jackson Hayes, who is so far in J.J. Redick's doghouse, and really LeBron's doghouse, that he got a DNP coach's decision. Didn't get off the bench. He's got hemorrhoids right now. He's getting medication. Hemorrhoids from sitting on the bench. I mean, it's just so good. It's so great. All right, let's hear one more from J.J. Redick. This was post-game. Here's Redick doing some evaluation. I'm sure he's going to say how bad he did, unless he doesn't. Let's hear.
I'll use my own thoughts to evaluate myself, and I'll use what my players say and what my coaching staff says to evaluate. But I know I can be better, and I know I will get better. I don't necessarily take any satisfaction from how the year went. That's not to say I'm not proud of what the group was able to do and how we were able to figure things out on the fly and put ourselves in a position to have home court in the first round. But there's always ways to get better, and I can get a lot better.
Yeah, I'm sure your players will give you a big thumbs up. You sat most of them on the bench the entire time. You battled to get home court so you can lose 2 home games. Some home court advantage. You losers. Oh, it's so good. Oh, my God. That is great. So I'd fire him. I would fire J.J. Redick. The Lakers don't really have an owner. They don't. So that won't happen. JJ should have never been hired. I'd fire him. Let him go back and hang out with Stephen A. Smith and give hot takes. Rip old NBA players, old men, say they were plumbers and all that. Do that. Go ahead, JJ. Yeah, that'd be the way to go. Jeez, oh God, it's how great when people like that lose. Is that not one of the great things about being someone that follows sports? When a-holes lose, like J.J. Redick and the Lakers. God, is that good? Man, does that taste good? That is so good. Delicious. Delicious, delicious, delicious.